Wholeness, Balance, Love, Vibrations. It is Crystal Light 33, your host of Sacred Light Conversations. Yes, I know it's been a while, and we are back. And I'm very happy to announce that my first guest on this second series of Sacred Light Conversations is going to be Lynn Hartwell. She is out of Southwick, Massachusetts. She is certified in the education of medicinal aromatherapy, theta healing, therapeutic system realignment, vibrational sound therapy using singing bowls, and holographic sound healing. She has also, on her journey, studied with the master teachers. Um, ooh, kind of mind me on this one, but
Yeah.
djembe
Yes,
and
the djembe drumming.
djembe and shamanic drumming,
Yes.
medicine wheel circle ceremony, crystal energy and healing practice, advanced psychic intuitive development and practice,
Yeah.
energy patterns and meridians of the body, tai chi and Qui-Gon practice, breath work, and meditation.
Yes.
Um, Lynn is also self-employed, and she collaborates with groups such as MediMind meditation app, a group of holistic clinical technical professionals that operate a medical grade meditation tech company. Um, wow, Lynn, this is pretty amazing. And I see that you have accumulated and experienced a lot of tools along your journey.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to ask about this MediMind meditation app
Yeah.
and where they're located and what they're from.
Well, MediMind is based out of Hartford, Connecticut, and they are a startup business. For me, it would be locally, but they're a group of holistic minded professionals from a wide variety of backgrounds. And
Mm.
we do have affiliations. The whole point of MediMind is to take meditation, but to bring it to the clinical level. And so we're bridging the gap between the holistic world of meditation and bringing it to Western medicine so that in the hospital settings, in the clinics, that the pre or post operational surgical patients, those dealing with cancer, those dealing with HIV, those dealing with a myriad of other types of maladies, can benefit from the power of meditation. And we present it to them in their phone, in an app on their phone. And this is done through the various hospitals.
Wow,
So, so
that's
we're
amazing.
just trying. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You can keep
We're
going.
okay. We're just trying to raise the bar with health and well-being, and to help supplement the healing process, or getting a patient ready for a better experience throughout their surgeries, procedures, etc. And we also work with addiction um, recovery as well.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So, one thing I want to say is amazing that you guys have gotten this into the mainstream um, medical field.
Hmm.
So, good job on that because I know it's not easy to get holistic practices into that.
Yes.
Um, Second part I was going to say is so, is that kind of like, for example, I know that in the past there's been cancer patients who would go through their procedures, but
Hmm.
then they would also incorporate Reiki as well
Yes.
to help with those procedures.
Yes.
Is
And
that like
there's
similar to that?
Yes, it is. It is supplemental. We're complementary, and we can call this complementary medicine, where it adds to a current procedure. In certain hospitals in certain parts of the country and the world, Reiki has been an accepted practice, a supplemental practice to the healing experience within the hospital settings. And because of that experience, because of the successes and the advances in healing that have been monitored, have been recorded, have been consistently, um, it's repeatable. So, and within a clinical setting, it is acknowledged within the medical community more so than it has been 30, 40 years ago. And because of this, because of the acceptance of alternate therapies such as Reiki. But before Reiki, there's also chiropractic. That was also taboo once upon a time. But we also have greater acceptance, and it's greater acceptance, a greater believability and integration of acupressure and acupuncture as well. So with these forerunners, we're also bringing in meditation is gaining greater acknowledgement and greater acceptance within the Western medical field. So we're seeing more of this in the hospital settings. So we're just doing our part to try to help those heal and regain their balance much more quickly, efficiently, and thoroughly.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
And how long how long have you been on this path of holistic healing?
My goodness. This officially, I have been on this path for over 15, 20 years. And as self-employed, I've been self-employed for about 12 years, but I've been pursuing this field for much longer than that. And it's for my own personal development, overcoming or choosing to overcome chronic depression. And this is back in my 20s, my 30s. And I chose not to medicate. And I had that option. I went to the therapist. I went into counseling. I had that opportunity and I never took it. And I wanted to heal naturally. I didn't want to get dependent upon synthetic drugs because at that time, and still to this day, not so much now, but it is still a Band-Aid. It still covers up the symptoms and it's not curing. And I wanted the cure. I just want to dial direct and I just want to get right to the source. I want to heal. I want to move on because I knew just deep inside, intuitively, I knew that my depression is not permanent. It's not the cause of what's going on. Something else is causing it. That's just a symptom. But I wanted to find out, how do I heal this? So I began my training with holistic healing because the first step was meditation. I just picked up a meditation or a book on meditation and I just followed the steps. I just put on some soothing music and I followed the steps and I started not right away. It took me a little while to get used to the pattern and the habit and allowing myself to get into not clearing the mind, but allowing myself to refocus my mind and my body and to really start to deepen the meditation practice, going from like maybe 10 minutes of, channeled focus into 15, 20, being able to sit there for half an hour and the benefits that I was feeling. And I noticed that my depression started to lift little by little. The more that I did this, the more that I practiced, just like exercise, practicing, strengthening your muscles, you're strengthening your mind. And the more that I meditated and also brought in the breath work, the importance of breath work into the meditation, I was able to feel better, to be better able to manage the depression without medication, which is, I got to emphasize that so much. I was able to do that without medication, but I was able to also more clearly think my way through different situations and not to feel that my situation at that time was hopeless because I was suicidal in my early 30s. And I'm on the living side of suicide at this time. And meditation was the start. It was kind of like the key, the doorway that opened me up to other holistic practices. I felt so good about with meditation. What about, again, going to the source of my depression, negative belief patterns, negative beliefs, and working with theta healing. That's where theta healing came in because theta healing works with removing negative belief patterns, getting to the source. Was this something that I learned growing up? Was this something that was subconsciously taught to me through my family and my family members? Is this something that's genetic? Because just like our hair color, our skin tones, it, also behavior patterns can be transmitted via our DNA. All right, belief patterns, personality patterns can be inherited, but whatever is brought can also be managed or changed. Just like reprogramming your computer, you can reprogram your brain and behavior patterns.
Yeah, I was just about to say reprogramming. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, but that's exactly it because your brain's a computer, a biological computer.
Hmm.
So, working with the theta healing enhanced, further lifted me out of depression, further helped me empower myself and realize that I can heal myself. I can move beyond the emotional pain. I can move beyond these challenges and roadblocks that were holding me back. And then the therapeutic system realignment was also utilizing the body through movement in releasing stuck
Hmm.
behavior patterns, stuck mental patterns, and then getting into the aromatherapy and the wonderful, wonderful world of plants in
Oh,
essential oils. Oh,
okay.
so
So before we dive into the oils,
yeah,
uh, there's a couple questions I'd like to ask, if
sure.
you don't.
Go for it.
Okay, so first question is, so for us out there that are going through, um, like bipolar depression and other things of that nature,
Yeah,
anxiety,
yeah,
um, from your experiences and the successes that you've had with these practices,
yeah.
what would be a technique or a everyday thing that someone that's going through one of those depressive episodes could um, lean on or utilize in those moments of being in that state that you found successful for you?
One of the most powerful and effective methods, and it's easy to do, everybody can do this, is breathing, is stop and just breathe. It's whatever's going on, whether it's anxiety or the bipolar, whether it is the revving or falling into the depression part or stage of it. Whatever you're doing, stop and just focus in on your breath and just focus in on breathing. Just nice, slow, deep, easy breathing. When a person refocuses their thoughts into something else, something that is calming, it kind of breaks the pattern. It is breaking that mindset, but it also breaks the body's reaction to the thoughts. All right. So when you're focusing in on your breath controls how your mind is functioning, how your nervous system with anxiety is functioning. It can effectively slow down random, rapid, disruptive thoughts or the anxiety, the nervous system's response to fight or flight with anxiety, or the revving aspect of, or the speeding up revving aspect of bipolar disorder, or the opposite if it's going into depressive. All right. If you're going into the depression aspect, it helps lift you out of that emotionally. So it helps to balance you at the mental level just by focusing in on your breathing. It just helps to rebalance, reset, reprogram your brain, which then helps to rebalance and reset and reprogram the body and the body's responses. So it helps you to snap out of that whichever trigger is causing you to go into an extreme unbalanced situation.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Yeah, the breath is has done wonders for me, especially with the conscious breathing. Um, One thing I found helpful with breathing is counting. So like
Yes.
counting, for example, to maybe like three. So when you're
Mm-hmm.
breathing, it's counting to three in your head.
Yes.
And then once you get to that holding point, count to three again. And then you're exhaling, counting to three, and
Yes.
just continuing that cycle.
Yes.
It makes your mind focus on the breath,
Mm-hmm.
and also gives your mind something to focus on with the counting. So then
Exactly.
primarily focus on the counting and breath. Um, and then another thing that I found helpful, and I'm not exactly sure what you would call it, is during times when I've become stressed or angry and another person is involved,
Mm-hmm.
I would, and it's pretty deep too. I would look at their eyes. I would eye gaze for a second,
Yep.
and when I look at them in their eyes, or I just look at them, I then pull a memory up of a loving, good time with them.
Yes.
Now, I know it's not that easy to just be able to pull up memories and stuff while you're in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
triggered or angry and other things. But if you do find that sliver of time where you can use your consciousness to do that, I
Yes.
find it very helpful, and it really brings you back to your heart, into that center of that unconditional love and connection.
Yeah. Yeah. And even when, say, for example, somebody who is dealing with the manic side of bipolar and they can't think of anything positive, like a positive memory, like they can't recall that positive memory with that person, or if they're in an argument with that person, they're mad with that person, they can stop and they can imagine something positive. How would they like this conversation? How would they like that moment to actually turn up a positive out of this? So they can take something, if they can't recall at the moment a positive um, memory, to make a memory up and have it be positive. How would I like this outcome to be? How can I envision this outcome to be? That can be helpful too.
Yeah, absolutely. Envisioning with the mind, and believing in that manifestation power.
Yeah.
Let's see now. So we were about to dive into the oils. Now, essential oils, they're based off of plants,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I believe they're derived from the plants. And I'm not even sure the full process, but I know they can be like heat treated and all these other things.
Yes, it
Uh,
can.
Now, I've dealt with oils a little bit in my time,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have the full experience and information on them. Um, what what does the essential oils really touch base on when it comes to holistic healing?
What the essential oils do is that they help the body at the physical, whether it's a chemical interaction, a physical, emotional, which is our reaction, our emotional reaction to this chemical interaction. It can also be spiritual, whereas where do we go? How does this encourage us to enhance our spiritual direction? And it is all based on chemistry and the interaction of something within our bodies. Say, for example, the work of cancer and how frankincense works on cancer cells. And we do have clinical papers and research to back this up, because that's one of the things that I do. Is everything I talk about, there is proof. There is something clinical or technical, or we have a lot of history and background on it.
And
But
that's
for
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
oh, that's okay.
I was just going to emphasize that's a very big key, is having that medical background behind it to
Mm-hmm,
back it up,
mm-hmm.
because the way that society's built right now, everybody likes to see that physical evidence of something before they try it or
Yes,
try to experience it.
yes.
Um, so the fact that you have that is
Mm-hmm.
amazing, and it really covers a lot of bases for people to have a better understanding. And is there a specific way that people could access that information, the
There
medical,
is,
and all that?
there are clinical research papers, medical papers, and this is, I go to the databases whenever I want to research something. I go to the medical papers, the medical databases, the research, which one of them is NCB as in boy, I, or PubMed, PUBMED. And in there, you're going to see hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of different medical research, clinical research. This is the databases that the medical doctors, the administrators, hospitals, and other medical professionals go to when they want to research something, when they want to look into a certain pathway, methodology, etc. Because this is the peer reviewed. This is where the medical community goes to get the proof. All right.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
so what were the two names of those websites again for everybody?
And that is, I believe it is www.n as in Nancy, C as in cat, B as in boy, I as in institute.com, thickest.com, or at least you can just Google NCBI and it should bring you to that link. And then it's,
Let's see. National Center for Biotechnology Information.
I believe, I believe that is it. If that brings you to the, I forget what the acronym actually stands for. And that may be it. I don't recognize it from that. I'm unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Marcus. I have the link, so I go right to the link. So I've never really seen the Google part
Oh, you're okay.
of it.
We'll post a link in the description
Yeah,
for everybody.
yeah, there you go. And the same with PubMed.
Okay.
And however, going back to the example, using frankincense to work on cancer cells and either reducing the number of cancer cells or eliminating them. They're working on the cellular level. Now, they're working with cells that are not acting in balance. These cells are out of balance. They're out of harmony with the body. And without going into great detail over the biochemical aspects of how this works, it's just essentially an essential oil will work with the body in reinstating homeostasis, reinstating physical balance. So it's allowing the cells to operate in a normal, healthy manner and not counterproductive, which is what the cancer cell does. So the offset of that is how does it make us feel? We start feeling better emotionally. It starts lightening or it starts enhancing the person's emotional state of being. So instead of feeling hopeless or just not feeling positive about their life's outlook dealing with cancer, it also helps them to feel stronger, more empowered, and that also can help with the process of going into recovery stage from cancer. So they also help not only at the physical level, they can also help with the emotional level in getting the person into a more stronger, a more positive state of mind, which then also helps the body to heal, to fight off any kind of a malady.
And that's frankincense oil?
And that's one of them, yes. There are many anti-cancer or cancer-fighting essential oils out there, and frankincense just happens to be one of them.
Wow. Okay.
So, and that's a beautiful part of the plant kingdom. We have millions of different species of plants, and they all have different properties that can assist the human body. They can also assist animals. It can assist other physical beings. So it's just learning which ones go with what.
Yeah, and you can access that by Google anytime.
Yes, you
You can
can.
look up the essential oil on Google, just look
Yeah.
up the properties of it.
Yeah.
Like I know lavender, for example, helps with relaxation, going to bed.
Yes.
And it also helps with cleaning and healing cuts.
Yes.
Uh, I know like rose is cleansing, purifying.
Mm-hmm.
Lemongrass or lemon helps with uplifting. Uh, and I believe you can actually use lemon essential oil with water and use it as a surface cleaner.
Cleansing agent. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a lot of oils out there, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of benefits that you can get to hit different alleyways.
Yes. And say, for example, you're struggling with your spiritual path. So just going with the spiritual, helping at the spiritual level. We just spoke about the physical and emotional, but you mentioned rose. Rose happens to be a very high vibration plant. And for somebody who's struggling with their spiritual path and not sure where they're going or what they're doing, incorporate rose, whether you're just smelling rose essential oil or having rose essential oil around you. And we have something called a hydrolat, which is the liquid portion of the distillation process of making essential oil. We also have the steam distillation also collects some of the essential oils in water. And you can bottle that and you can just spray that over your head. You can spray that in a room and it helps you to feel lighter. It helps you to clear away the mental blocks that are holding you back when you're working on your spiritual development. So it's a very high vibrational plant that is very, very, very good with spiritual development.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah. So
That's
any
pretty
of the flowers, any of the florals are very, very, very high vibration, and they're very good for people who are working on their spiritual path and journey.
oils
So,
are thing I like about oils too is that they are easily accessible
yes,
and easy to use. Anybody can
yes,
use them.
yes.
Um, I did hear that there are a couple of oils that you have to be kind of careful with when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to putting on your skin or
Mm-hmm.
ingesting. I can't remember which ones they are, but you do want to do a little bit of research before you get into oils, just because of reasons like that. Some can be toxic to ingest, and some can cause irritations on the skin.
Absolutely. And one of the things I recommend to all clients is you can Google, but there is so much information and sometimes misinformation that's out there. And how do you know which is which? I would work with somebody who is certified in working with essential oils. And especially if you look at somebody who is either got a clinical certification or a medicinal certification, works with medicinal level of aromatherapy, or works with a clinical level of aromatherapy, they're dealing with the cancers. They're dealing with the heavy hitting maladies and the clients that they're dealing with the hospices. They're dealing with the heavy hitting type of maladies and also with the emotional maladies as well, the depression, schizophrenia, the other types of disorders that are out there.
Mhm.
You really, when you're working with essential oils, you really do want to work with somebody that knows what they're doing, that has the training, because yeah, this is medicine. With any medicine, you need to understand what are the limitations. And I don't recommend people to ingest them without working with a professional, without working with somebody that understands the properties of every single essential oil that is there. And there are certain essential oils you can wear on the skin, but there is a procedure, and that not every essential oil is meant for every physical composition, every person. Not every essential oil is made for every person. So it's just finding the right combination for you.
Well said. I love that. Um, Now, if you have to, I believe it's like diluting or mixing the oil
Mm-hmm.
before you put it on your skin.
Yeah.
What do you typically use to do that?
Believe it or not, and first of all, if anybody wants to work with an essential oil, make sure that you have 100% pure essential oils, because there's a lot of what we call adulterated essential oils out there, and they've got chemicals in them and they've got fillers
Places
because
like
it's cheaper.
Walmart and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that you start with 100% pure, and that should be right on the label. All right. Or it should be right on the website. Um, and and you can go by a name that you know very well, but always look for 100% pure on the label. And then
Everybody tests as
um,
well, I believe, right?
I'm sorry.
Um, don't you also want to look for, I think, like third-party testing and
Yes.
there's like another thing that was a pretty big label when it came to oils. Uh, I think it's
um,
like the distilling process and all that?
It's no, it's the sourcing. It does
Yeah, yeah,
a really genuine company, one that really cares about how much you actually benefit from your experience with this oil, will also list the sourcing. Where does the essential oil come from? Also lists what part of the plant. It gives some of the details of the, like you said, the distillation process. Was it steam distilled? Is it cold pressed?
yeah,
What country of origin it comes from, and other related information that really gives you the input that this company really cares about the plants, that they're really more consciously evolved with producing, and they're not just mass producing something to make a profit,
yeah.
because that's the opposite of the direction you really want to go in, because you really don't know what's in that bottle. So you really, it's buyer beware.
And I love that you hit on these points with the oils because a lot of times you hear about essential oils, but then people kind of leave out these kind of things that you need to be paying attention to when it comes to the
Yes.
oils.
Yes.
And is there any websites or personal connections that you have that you get your oils sourced from?
Yes. Um, I have worked with several different companies, several different sources. There are a myriad of really, really good sources. Personally, I just stay away from the multi-layer, the MLM type companies, because they're hard sell. They're hard, and but that's just me. I really like the more private companies, the people that really are close and conscious to the planet. And the company that I work with, and I've worked with them for years, is Wisdom of the Earth, and they're based out of Arizona, and it's wisdomoftheearth.com. Um, and they have a wonderful website with a lot of information on there. You can get on their mailing list, and you receive these wonderful updates on the oils, on the plants, on current happenings, on what's going on in the
Wow.
aromatherapy world. And then they also, Wisdom of the Earth works through their certified distributors and their certified practitioners, because they really want you. They don't want you to buy strictly from them. They want you to talk to a professional and work through that professional that has been trained to help you, so that you understand how to use the oil, which oils are right for you, and that if you have any questions, I mean, we all, when you purchase a product, sometimes it doesn't quite happen, it's not working quite the way you expected, or, I just rubbed this in my eye is burning. What do I do? And you have somebody to connect with,
Peppermint.
so that you don't feel all isolated. So you know how to work with this medicine, because it is a medicine.
I highly recommend not having peppermint in your eye.
No,
Yeah.
and here, I mean, here I am, here I am telling people, don't rub your eyes. And of course, I'm turning around and I'm working with a client and I'm not paying attention, and here I
Yeah.
go, and I'm like, okay, and
Oh,
I'm just got to practice what I preach. But yeah, it happens. It happens sooner than you realize. But there's absolute things that you can do to remove the sting.
mhm, absolutely.
Yeah,
So I want to kind of wander off into another practice of yours,
sure.
and that is the sound bowl healing.
Yes.
Um, so I've experienced sound bowl healing a little bit myself. I've received, I think I've personally in person only received one session before.
Mm-hmm.
Tibetan bowls aligned on my body
Yeah.
and tuning forks as well.
Yeah.
Uh, I used to actually have a 432 hertz quartz bowl, and
Yeah.
that thing was my best friend. It really
Mm-hmm.
was my best friend when I had it.
Yeah.
The energy and the instant transmission of energy that you get from that bowl
Yeah.
is just so amazing. Um, for the
Is an
people that,
instant harmonics, the harmonics coming from the crystal and metal bowls, the instruments. They're working with your cells. They're working with much like we were talking about the essential oils, how they work in and they work at the chemistry, and they're redefining the chemistry within cells that are not functioning properly. The
Mhm.
bowls do the same thing, but with vibrational sound. And they're helping your body and your cells, your organs, but the cells within your organs return to harmony, return to a frequency that is the frequency of a normal, healthy tissue and cells. So when you're talking about the 432 frequency, that is a frequency that is optimal for the body's health and well-being. So no wonder you had such a positive experience with it, because it works so well with your body head to foot.
Yeah, and I felt it the most through my body too.
Yeah.
Um, what was I about to say? Lost the thought. Mm. Ah, okay. Now, when you say harmonizing and frequency and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
um, so are you pretty much saying that the energy vibrations that emanate off of the bowl pretty much go into our energy field and then basically manipulate and restructure our vibration as well with the
Yeah.
vibration that comes from the bowl?
Yes. What is happening is that not only does sound come in to our energetic field, and you can call it the aura. It's a bioelectric field that all living beings emanate, that give off. You give off your own vibration, and the bowls will come in, and they'll come in not only into your own energetic field, but sound goes right through your skin. It goes right through your cells, bones, tissue, teeth. It goes right into every core, goes right to your atoms. And so your entire body is going to be experiencing these frequencies, is going to be influenced by these frequencies. So it's kind of like getting a sound bath, or a sonic massage. And it is wonderful when it's the right frequency. You know that when you hear um, it, fingernails going down a chalkboard, okay, or you're receiving a sound that is just unnerving. It is a frequency that is very disruptive for your body and the cells and every part of you. So and you cringe, and the whole thing is the body wants to get away from that sound, and it's because it's harmful. It's not helping you, and you want to be surrounded in a vibration that is very healing, that is very nurturing, that is very harmonizing for your body, especially in our modern day world. We are constantly being bombarded by frequencies, whether you can hear them or not, by emotions, by situations, whether it is coming from the outside or we're generating it or we're responding to it. So, the beauty and the importance of these healing bowls and these healing frequencies is that it's helping our bodies to return to normal, to return to their normal state of harmonization, health, and well being.
And with that being said, I know that a pretty much like an umbrella of all this stuff and way to describe all this is that these practices, these tools and techniques actually don't exactly do the healing themselves, but they trigger the natural organic healing that was given to us by God's source creator
Yeah.
within our being,
Yes.
in our body.
Yes. They provide the environment and they provide the body, our body, our minds, our souls, to be able to be in this environment where it allows the body itself to be able to initiate the healing process. And the healing, all healing is a return to the normal state of health and well-being for either a body part, tissues, the cells, whatever is out of alignment, whatever needs the healing. And we can also include our emotional and spiritual selves in this. So The bowl itself is not doing the healing. The healer who is manipulating the bowl is not doing the healing. They are facilitating your body, yourself, to be able to start the healing, initiate the healing, or continue with the healing.
Kind of like a bridge,
Yes,
a bridge
exactly.
where,
Yeah, that's a very good metaphor.
as some of us call it, a bridge for Reiki energy
Yeah,
or universal healing light or Christ energy.
yes.
Uh, I have so many things that come up. Let me regather. Oh, okay. So I was gonna bring up how, and this comes kind of with the programming
Mm-hmm.
and the type of system that we're in on this planet. Um, Something I noticed through our human nature is with the way that we see society structured and the way that the mainstream medical field is.
Yeah.
I've observed that a lot of times we're trying to have that instant gratification
Mm-hmm.
or that instant result.
Yeah.
And I find over my years, especially since I've been on the holistic and spiritual path, is we tend to give up very quickly if we don't see instant results
Yeah.
or gratification
Yeah.
that we are healing or that something is doing better.
Yeah.
And I would really like to find a way to be able to bring a better understanding and bridging that knowledge to the collective that when it comes to healing, it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
Just as it was a process for us to get to the wounded or painful state that we're in.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got to reverse it. And there's layers that come with it. And those layers, they encompass different parts of our aura,
Mm-hmm.
from our emotional body to our casual body to our physical body to our
Exactly.
to our spiritual body.
Mm-hmm.
And we're so used to, and more specifically out here in the Western Hemisphere, we're so used to getting that instant band aid, that instant cover up, or that instant numbing.
Yeah. Take that pill. Get a pill, take a pill. It'll go away, you know, right away.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. We froze again. But as we were saying, it's we're in the habit of take that pill, go reach for that pill that it'll make the problem go away. It
Yeah,
only it only covers it up for a little bit. That problem will come back.
yeah, exactly. When you're numbing yourself, you're numbing yourself from what is there still
Hmm.
instead of, you know, taking aim and going to the root of what caused it.
Yeah.
And that's what being holistic is. Holistic is going to the root of something, the
Yeah.
root of uh, the root of a healing.
Yes.
And that's why it's a longer process, because when you're doing it the holistic way, you're bringing your way all the way to the core, to the root.
Hmm.
So then that core or root can be healed
Yeah.
rather than just covered up.
Exactly. And for some people, even if that means just working on something for like a week, it's still too long, because like you said before, if it's not that instant gratification, then okay, I'll go on to something else. That didn't work. I'm going to go on to something else. But one of the things that I tell people and I use this as an example. Think about this of why, for those that want to go on to college, they want to expand their education and get a degree, whatever that degree is, and however many levels of degrees you go. You do this, why? Because you want a better experience and a better position when you get out of school and you go into the workforce. Okay, whether it's to get a better paying job or better benefits or just a better experience or a better life. Um, or, for example, the person that wants to lose weight, all right, they have to dedicate the time it takes to either diet, exercise, or if you want to be an athlete, you absolutely, you have to have a routine and you have to do this every day and you have to exercise and you have to, it's dedicate so much of your time, effort, and energy into your body to become that athlete. The more you do this, the more dedicated you are, the better your results will be. And it's the same thing with health and well-being. If you want to get better, and regardless of what this means, you have to put the time, effort, and energy into it. And this isn't bad. I mean, this doesn't mean that, oh my God, I gotta spend hours on meditating every day to get. No, no, no. But you do have to change your routine, or perhaps change your approach on how you look at overcoming obstacles. And for example, with meditation, all you need is maybe 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes a day. But it just takes routine. Just keep doing it every single day, or have a routine 3 times a week with yoga, for example. The more that you do this and the more that you make it a routine, just like brushing your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth every day, what happens? The more you make something routine, the more you're going to benefit from it. And it's really worth you. It's worth your time. You're worth it. You're worth this time that you make on you. So a lot of people are beginning to realize that, you know what, I'm sick of being tired and I'm tired of being sick. So I'm going to try this. So a lot of people do move to adopting more holistic healing techniques or holistic approach to the problems that they do have. So it's another thing too is that it's not one or the other, it's a combination of both. You can have your technology, you can have your job, you can have your surgeries, you can have your medicines, and you can also have a holistic approach to incorporating both into your life to have an even better outcome. All right. Or you can adopt a holistic approach to help wean off the medicines, or find better ways of managing stress, getting better sleep, having more energy. It This depends upon, each and every person is different, just depends upon what is the outcome you're seeking.
Hmm.
So there are many aspects to this, but one of the things that I encourage everyone, don't just try it once. All right. It's just like exercise. Oh, you get on the bike once and you just go like 5 miles. Well, that's great. But then you don't get on the bike again. You're not going to get too far. You're not going to see results. And you're going to say, of course it didn't work. But you have to keep going with it. You have to keep working with it,
Hmm.
because health and well-being in our modern day society, and even if we didn't have all the technology and stress and all the craziness that has been going on, even when even going back into centuries ago, all right, millions of years, or excuse me, thousands of years ago, all right, even living a all natural life, their lives were not without stress, their lives were not without ups and downs and challenges. So the more that you focus in on having a routine and working on your goals and working with a holistic approach, the more that you work with this, the better you're going to be at maintaining your balance, because your life's going to have ups and downs. So think of holistic approaches, or any kind of a holistic method, as helping you maintain, not doing this, going ups and maintaining a greater balance so that your life goes like this more than something more disruptive. So it's helpful to keep that perspective, that what you're doing is you're maintaining a healthier lifestyle or a healthier way of being and a happier way of being.
That's excellent. I love the way that you ended that with maintaining a balanced lifestyle, because really that's the key is
Hmm.
keeping ourselves balanced. And I mean, of course, we're gonna go through life and have the huge ups and then the huge downs.
Yes.
But if we can find a way to bring ourselves to center
Hmm.
and be able to carry ourselves through these experiences while
Yeah.
being centered,
Yeah.
it'll make for a lot less of a, I guess, consequence, so to say,
Yeah.
as you go along these experiences.
Hmm. It's, you can manage the stress, you can manage the ups and downs, you can manage the challenges that you're experiencing much better because you're now accessing tools to help you manage and sustain. You're basically sustaining a greater balance, whatever that may be for you.
Um, so I know you're a local out in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Is there is there any specific places, like centers or studios, that you would recommend to any locals out there in Massachusetts, or possibly um, anybody that passes through that's looking for these type of practices or tools?
Absolutely. We have so many wonderful centers, but the centers that I have worked with, and I absolutely love the people that own and operate the these places. The first one is a wandering spirit, or wandering, like you're wondering about something. It's called a Wandering Spirit in East Longmeadow, and they are a combination of health and nutrition. They have different supplements, different types of health and well-being type of products. They also have a store which encompasses the essential oils and crystals and other types of objects, the Tibetan bowls.
All the
They
stuff
have,
that we were talking about earlier.
yeah, we have all these methodologies to help you return to balance. But they also have healing sessions on site. They also have, and I didn't mention this before to you off camera, is a Himalayan salt lamp or Himalayan salt room
Ooh,
for your own personal meditations. And
ooh,
they also have a yoga studio, have meditations.
mm.
They also have readings, psychic readings, but they also have healing rooms and healing sessions. So they encompass a whole variety of different types of offerings, but they also have special events. You can learn how to utilize the power of aromatherapy. You can utilize the power of crystals and gemstones. There's also a spiritual development group that they host monthly, and they have other types of events going on yearly. So not only can you come in and purchase products or receive a wonderful healing or sit in their wonderful Himalayan salt room or participate in yoga, you can also come in and participate in these wonderful illuminating classes at the same time.
Oof, man, that is so wonderful. It makes my soul really smile
Yeah,
to know that there's more and more places out there that hold this space for us.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
they have a website, and do they deliver tools such as, like, like, say you need some sage or you want some crystals? Do they deliver online?
I'm not I'm not sure about their online presence as far as an online store or shop. I would just say you can call the store. They may, if they don't have something online that they can just ship out to you, they might
Yeah.
be able to arrange something for you. They're constantly growing, expanding, and building upon their business. And these guys have only been around for 3 years. We're coming on the 3 year anniversary for these guys, and these guys have just grown beautifully in that area.
Thank you. Yeah, that would
So
be great. The reason why I ask is because, just in case for people out there that are
yeah,
listening and they live in, like, I don't know, California,
yeah, in
So
any of the other states. How do they get these wonderful supplies and buy people that know and love their products? And they know and love, especially if it's a natural product such as sage, that they're getting it from reputable source, that these are quality products that you're going to be receiving, and it's at affordable prices. These guys are very, very aware, and they are very, very conscious about the products. They don't like overpricing something. It should be affordable. It should be accessible to you.
that's wonderful. I'm glad that they stay in that spiritual mindset.
Yeah.
Um, wow. Let's see. Is there any other practices that come to your mind that you would really like to express and share with people?
I mean, anything other than what we've already discussed?
Hmm.
Okay. One of a practice that is free of charge. The only challenge is that you need to find a natural setting, is experiencing the outdoors. Get outside, get into nature, whether it's taking a walk into nature. Some people find a place where they can sit and they can meditate, or they can just sit and just let the mind go, just be in observance, like going to the ocean, or going to a lake or some kind of a body of water, river, stream. But I highly recommend being out in nature, nature's energy, just like those Tibetan bowls or the crystal bowls that you mentioned. Nature's energy is a very healing, soothing, comforting energy. And we really, really are able to connect in with ourselves, get into a calmer space. We can really get into a better space by being out in nature. And for the most part, it's free. And if you can get out into nature, walking, or just simply be just sitting, just being, and just get out of our worries, our heads, our racing thoughts, and just simply observe, a beautiful stream or the ocean, or just taking a nice soothing walk, and again refocusing our brains from all the problems and the kind of like the circling emotions, and monkey mind is what I call it. Get out of my monkey mind and just looking at this tree, or just observing this path. Where's this path going to? And just refocusing the mind somewhere else, on something more positive or something just soothing.
Yeah, I find, oh man, I find water, like streaming water, as such a instantly powerful tool to use
Yeah.
because, well, for me specifically, I'm a Gemini sun sign, so being. Um, so for water, for me, like having the ocean like 500 feet from me,
Yeah.
I'll go out and big thing too. I go out with my toes out. I go out with my toes out. I don't wear shoes. I don't wear socks.
Yeah.
Make sure my bare feet are planted in that sand or in that grass.
Exactly.
Then I'm actually rooting and
Yes.
grounding to the earth and
Yes.
grounding to that magnetic field.
Yes.
And
You're in direct contact with Earth's energy in that aspect. And that is a very natural state, by the way. I mean, our ancestors didn't have, for the most part, didn't have shoes unless it was a very cold climate or a very harsh climate. For the most part, they interacted with a lot of physical contact with the natural environment.
yeah.
So, yeah, I totally get that.
So when I go out to a streaming water body, uh, with my mind mentally, I will basically just stare at it. I'll gaze into it.
Yeah.
And what that will do is it'll empty my mind. It'll empty
Mm-hmm.
out the thoughts and basically just project all my thoughts into the ocean and release
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be there. And, next thing I know, it'll be like 2 minutes and I'll come back from, you know, gazing or staring out. And, next thing I know, I just basically kind of just forget everything. I forget
Yeah.
even where I am or what's going on. And then it's like a refresh, restart.
Yeah. And how did how are you feeling when you're doing that?
During the process,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of puts me in this it's like a stream. It's a flow state
Yeah.
where I'm not exactly attached to my surroundings,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm also not disassociated. I'm just I don't have that the attachment, I don't have the stress, I don't have anxiety, I don't have worry. It's literally the feeling of just being present and being there
Yeah.
and uh not having anything that is occupying your mind.
Yeah. When you are in this state for a certain period of time, however long you're there, afterwards, how do you feel physically, emotionally, spiritually? What's the after effect of being in this state?
Uh for me, and I was also going to say this is also kind of during the state as well. I find myself being able to mentally travel into higher places or
Mhm.
into higher visions or dream states while I'm in that state
Yeah.
because of how clear my stream is.
Yeah.
And when I come out of that, it's a very refreshing feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Usually my body feels a lot lighter. And when I say lighter, I mean energetically and physically.
Yeah. Like
Because
more clear.
yeah, it's scientifically proven now too that when you have bare feet out in nature,
Mm-hmm.
you're releasing inflammation in your body, you're releasing tension, you're
Yes.
releasing toxins, all these other things. So
Yes.
when I say lighter, like I really mean lighter.
Yeah.
And uh, and mentally, I feel more clear. I feel
Mm-hmm.
more sharp and focused. I feel more present, and
Yeah.
I feel uh, more open-minded to be able to flow and create.
Yeah. And that's one of the positive side effects that so many people have, regardless of this is your first time doing something like this. You're just starting your spiritual development, or you're just trying something new, or you've been doing this for years. Just having the ability to think more clearly, the mental cognitive clarity is one of the most noticeable side effects. Having that clear mind, you can think better, you can see your problems or solutions to those problems better when you come out of this and you go back into your regular daily life. You're better able to think through problems, see solutions, think better, interact better. You're in a better mood, or you're just emotionally, you're in a better state of mind. And you also have more energy, greater stamina, you feel better, and you're probably better able to have better sleep later on that evening or night. It really has a positive effect on so many aspects of your life. So being able to ground, which is, taking the shoes off and allowing your feet or having your hands on the ground if it's still too cold and you don't want to take your shoes off just yet. Um, or just being able to sit back on like a tree or a rock, or just physically coming to contact, having your skin in some way, whether it's feet, your hands, parts of your body on the ground or on a natural object, does help ground you, and it connects you in with earth energy, which is all around us. But when we're surrounded by man-made materials, human-made materials, such as shoes and houses and floors and pavement, it blocks us from that natural energy and that ability to connect with these really healing, clearing, clarifying, soothing energies. So,
Yes, and something else I would like to acknowledge for those that are aware of the chakras, or for anybody out there that's interested in learning about the chakras, is the root chakra. When we're grounding, we're opening up that root chakra. And for people that know or don't know yet, The root chakra is the chakra or energy center that contains the characteristics or energies of our pain, our stability, our trust in life, and survival. So when we're opening up that chakra, that energy center, and within that energy center, we have, years and years of tension, stress, and fear of, your future, your living, um, trusting life. All these things are going to be contained in this root chakra.
Mm.
So when we're grounding and anchoring ourselves to the earth or however else we ground, we're then anchoring that root chakra and opening it up to basically allow these energies to flow out of our system through the root chakra
Mhm.
into the earth or however else we transmute it.
Yes. And learning about the chakras and the different energy centers within your body is also important because that's where, when you're getting more connected, more aware of yourself and how emotions or how different things are affecting you, you can really tune in to the different parts of your body. And if you're earthing, if you are grounding, walking on the earth, being in nature, you can really pay more attention to how are you feeling? Are you feeling more stronger, more confident? Are you feeling in less pain? Are you feeling more relaxed? And there's also learning about the other chakras that are connected with this can also help you with ascertaining what is going on in our lives that are affecting different chakras and how are they in turn affecting us. You know, um, are we closed off, fearful, isolated from people? Well, focusing in on the heart chakra, and maybe the sacral chakra, which is our happiness, our inspiration zone. Um, are we dealing with the inability to communicate? And we're feeling trapped, and we're feeling like nobody understands us, and we're isolated again because we don't know how to speak, or we're afraid to speak. We're afraid to voice our thoughts. Then working on the throat chakra. And do we feel blocked from our spirituality? Do we feel lost and lost in our lives and not really sure what direction we're going in? We just kind of feel like we're just kind of going with the flow and blowing like a leaf in the wind. Now we may want to work on our crown chakra and the spiritual aspect, or our third eye, which is our intuition, our spiritual psychic selves. And everybody's psychic. Everybody does have that ability. So learning about your chakras can help you better understand yourself, and in different areas in your life that you feel a block in, you may want to focus in on that representative chakra and how to work at opening the chakra, balancing, healing that chakra can help heal and balance your life.
Chakras, chakras, chakras.
Chakra almost feels like
They're life. Chakras
yeah,
are life.
yes,
Um, I'd honestly love to hold another session with you and talk about chakras and go in depth with that. If
absolutely.
Because I know,
Yeah.
I know chakras are starting to become like a mainstream term,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like a lot of people still do not have an education on what chakras really are.
Yes.
Like, you hear about it in like animes now and cartoons.
Yeah, they are becoming mainstream.
Yeah, but people aren't really getting the full details of what it is,
Mm-hmm.
how they function, and why they are very important.
Yeah.
And I would love to hold a video session with you to go over these
Yeah.
things because I
I think that's a really good idea because we're only just scratching the surface of understanding what the chakras are, how they incorporate in our lives, and how many different chakras there are. We know about the seven main ones,
yeah,
but there are so many more that extend
well,
beyond that. But how to access them, how to connect with them, and how to better understand them. Yeah, definitely. That'll be an excellent conversation.
awesome. I would love to do that. So I'm right here on your website,
Cool.
and the website is www.lynnhartwell.com, and that's Lynn as in Lynnne,
Yep.
Hartwell.com. And I really like how at the top you got return to balance.
Yeah. That's been my moniker my entire life. Return to balance. It just made sense to have that as the um, kind of the main theme, the term behind the business, behind everything that I do.
Amazing. And so how long ago did you get your business and website going?
That was about that was a process between 2011 to 2013 is when I really was working on the business, getting the business going, getting the website up, getting the contacts with the centers, getting all my duckies in a row with all the education that I had gotten to that point, and I'm still continuing with the education. There's always things to learn or to keep
Always.
myself fresh, keep myself up to date with what's going on out there. You if you really want to be effective with helping others, you still need to keep in contact, keep going, keep relevant. And back then, it was between 2011 to 2013, I had really gotten the business off the ground and had started to incorporate with various centers. I didn't have one center in mind because I just traveled. I was kind of like a spiritual gypsy. I'm still kind of a spiritual healing gypsy. I will travel to various locations because staying in one location for myself, I know far too many people. I networked. So I know people in several different states, and I'm beginning to get affiliated with people in different countries. But physically, I focused in on the New England area. So I have worked at various centers in different states.
Wow.
So
Beautiful, wonderful work. I want to say
thank
I'm
you.
proud of you because I know that this holistic path is not easy, especially if you're trying to make it a living.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that can be tricky.
and I don't want
Not
to dive,
impossible.
and I don't want to dive too deep into the business
Yeah.
aspect of things. I'm actually gonna hold a sacred light conversation where I'm gonna gather independent business owners and
Okay.
practitioners and have us all sit together and just kind of share and um, go over some basics,
Mm-hmm.
some deeper details,
Mm-hmm.
and some experiences on branching away from corporate jobs,
Yeah.
branching away from
Yep.
9 to 5, and going through the difficulties, the positives, all that good stuff on
Yeah.
how to become an independent entrepreneur, business owner, and how to get your healing practices out there to the world. Because I know in this Western world, with the way that the pharmaceutical industry is and
Mm-hmm.
all these other non-alternative healings are pushed onto
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
this stuff can be like pseudoscience to some
Mm-hmm.
or like some crazy
Woo
un-
woo.
stuff, but um,
Yeah.
it makes it very difficult for some of us, like even my own self a few years ago when I started Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, it's very difficult for me to get on my feet and
Yeah.
to find clients and
Mm-hmm.
be able to really market Reiki and everything else
Yeah.
because people aren't really educated on it fully.
Yeah.
So I did struggle, and I'll be honest, I kind of gave up. So me and myself, and I'm sure there's a lot of others out there, I would really like to learn and know some more information on how to successfully get onto my own feet independently as a business.
Exactly. Exactly. And yourself, and there's so many others out there. And to those persons who are contemplating, do I want to go in this direction? I definitely don't get discouraged by what we're saying that it's hard. It's There's pathways to it. And it's just learning to navigate what works and what doesn't work. And everybody's different. You got to find out what works and doesn't work for yourself. And I mean, for myself, I come from corporate America and I transitioned into this field, but I kept the doorway open. I'm a consultant. Like I call myself a spiritual gypsy. Well, I'm a spiritual gypsy slash consultant, but I also still worked with other clients in the corporate world when I needed the extra cash, especially starting off. So I had the part-time job working for a company, and then I had my holistic business. So I was able to work in both worlds. And I've been able to do that throughout my career. There are times where I'm full-time in the business, and then there's other times where I had to dip in and work for somebody else for like part-time or full-time while still maintaining my business, because my business is based upon the economy. I don't go through insurance yet, but so this is how I've navigated, and being self-sufficient as well. So I didn't have anybody else to rely upon. But that's my path. That's just my story. But this is how I chose to survive. So there are many different angles and avenues. And Marcus, that's a wonderful idea to gather um, these professionals together, and also to, having it available for those who are contemplating, what do I do? Because we need to share the information. We need to be a community and help each other, because
Yeah,
that's how we survive.
exactly. And I know that I'm not the only one out there that has struggled with getting a
Yep.
business up and going in the holistic.
Everything's great. No, everything sucks. No, everything's great. No, everything sucks.
Yeah,
Welcome to the world of entrepreneurship.
and
Everybody goes through this.
and
Everybody.
it gets scary too,
Yeah.
especially if you kind of go all in and decide not to work a corporate job again,
Yep.
because you're then really depending on that.
Hmm.
But as you brought up, and I kind of want to you know bring light to this is
Yeah.
you don't have to go extreme.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh, I want to start my own business, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reject any corporate job and never go back to being in a corporate job.
Yep.
um, it's okay if you need to lean upon that corporate job
Yep.
for a little while
Yep.
to bring in finances so you can live.
Exactly.
What you can
Exactly. And
also
that's
do,
that's how I got through this pandemic.
and what else you can do is you can
Hmm.
use those finances from the corporate entity and basically transmute that and
Yep.
use those finances
Yep.
into what you're trying to develop with your passions.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you,
Make it work for you.
yeah,
Don't
exactly.
see it as a setback. It's not a setback. This is survival. And this is a safety net. But have that work for you. Use that to your advantage, and then get yourself into a position where you can move forward. It's whatever works. Everybody's path is going to be a little bit different, but utilizing the tools that are available to you and not being afraid to do what it takes for you to be able to keep going, especially in times of challenge or hardship, however you want to view that, is absolutely necessary. You got to do what works for you, and everybody's path is different. So, there is no judgment. You got to do what works for you and keep moving forward. Keep going.
Do what works best for you.
Yeah. Yep. Because what works for you, Marcus, may not work for me. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong, or what works for me. Because for some people, going back to corporate or going into corporate at all, they're just like, yeah, no, that's not for me. That's fine. It works for me. But you gotta do what works for you, because this is your path. This is your vibration. This is your knowledge, expertise, skill set. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their own. So you do what works for you. And nothing too with holistic live working in this holistic field is that follow what works for you. Follow what is not hard. If you're doing something and you keep banging your head against something and it's not working, and you're putting in so much time, effort, and energy into a method into something that is you're not getting the benefits from. All right. And you and I were discussing this off camera before, where, you're working in management, for example, and you're doing all the hard work and you're really not seeing, you don't have any time to yourself. You're not getting benefits. You're not getting the pay. You're not living the life that you had envisioned, that you wanted. So why am I doing this? Okay. Stop. If this is the right path for you, it will be easier for you to follow it. All right. For myself, there are times where I was trying to do I'm peddling myself as a holistic healer. Okay, so I'm doing all the footwork. I'm contacting the centers, and I'm trying to advertise myself on Facebook and other, social networking, and trying to publicize myself. And I'm trying to do all of this work, and I put in all this work, like over 60 hours a week, just trying to promote myself.
Yep.
And I really didn't. It was a struggle. It was so hard trying to make ends meet, and it was so hard, and my energy was getting drained, and I was associating the money with living, and associating my gifts with living, and the energy was just getting really, really just low, and I was getting so wiped out, and I stopped what I was doing there, because I was basically the holistic healing was such a struggle. And yet anytime that I wanted to do psychic readings, or people would contact me more for psychic readings, centers wanted me for psychic readings instead. But I'm trying to do holistic healing. I spent all this education and time, effort, and energy on it, so I'm trying to focus in on that. And what kept coming to me was the psychic readings, psychic readings, psychic readings. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I switched gears and I did the psychic readings, and the money totally changed over. And so I was doing psychic readings for a while. And then I started getting calls for holistic healing. People are calling me for healing sessions, healing sessions. And then it was a balance between both. So being flexible and following the flow of what comes more easily to you. Pay attention to that too. It should be easier. You shouldn't have to fight so hard for something that is right for you.
Lynn, that is wonderfully said. And that message definitely resonates.
Yeah.
And
I learned that the hard way.
oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. But sometimes we gotta learn the hard way
Mm-hmm.
so then we can catapult ourselves even higher up.
Yep. Yeah. You just learn from. I don't call them mistakes. They're learning lessons. They're just, these are life's lessons. And I don't like calling them mistakes, because if they're bringing you, or they can help you get to a better place, better position, that's no mistake.
Yeah, that's
Getting fired. Oh my God, corporate America, I'm type A personality, corporate America, and I just got canned from my job, and I'm just like, what? Oh man. And I'm just like, what? I made such a mistake, and I beat myself up over it. And then I stopped and I thought about it. I went to a natural place, had my feet on the ground. I'm right near a lake. I'm just being in Zen. I just cleared my head. I'm like, oh my God, I got to just relax here.
yeah.
And it came to me afterwards. You know what? This ain't a mistake.
Yup.
I'm learning from this. This wasn't working for me. And I was so unhappy for so long. And I worked so hard on something and it didn't work out. That's not a mistake. It was bringing me to a better place.
Yes.
I can learn from this and move on. Now it's not a mistake.
Hallelujah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Ah, so I would like to spread this message on this wonderful website, linhartwell.com. And this message is from our beautiful guest, Lynn. And then after this message, we can dive into a beautiful white light meditation guided by Lynn Hartwell.
Yeah.
So, the message: everything on this planet resonates with a energetic vibration, including ourselves. To regain and maintain our health, well being, and vitality. We must first bring ourselves into a greater energetic harmony within ourselves, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When we regain our balance within ourselves, our energetic frequency increases, allowing us to attain greater harmony with our life, with others, and with our world. We are then able to manifest into our lives greater abundance, love, and happiness.
Yeah. Just allowing yourself to be in your space, allowing yourself to get out of the mind, the racing thoughts, and bring yourself to the here, to the now. Get yourself comfortable. We're going to take a brief meditative journey. And brief does not mean unimportant. Just get yourself comfortable. If you're sitting down, make sure that your feet are on the ground, or if you're sitting in a lotus position and that is comfortable for you, by all means. Spine nice and gently straight, or as straight or comfortable as possible for you. You can lift your shoulders up and gently roll them back down and open the heart chakra. And just allow yourself to be in a comfortable position. If you're lying down, just allow yourself to be comfortable. Bring your focus gently to your breath. Your breath leads your life. Your breath can help process, balance, and clarify your life. Focus in on your breathing in, nice and gentle. And just allow the air to leave as you exhale. Don't force anything. Nice and easy. Breathe in, nice, gentle, and deep. And just let the air out and let it go. Just continue in with your breathing in and the breathing out. As you breathe, imagine there's a ball in your belly, a sphere. And as you're breathing in, your breath goes down, down into your belly, filling this ball of this sphere. Nice and easy. And breathing out, you're just releasing, letting the air just go from the ball, letting it get smaller. Breathe in, let the ball expand. Let the belly get bigger. And gently let it just go. Nice. Keep going. Keep the rhythm nice and easy. Breathing in equal parts. And breathing out, same amount. Just nice and easy. Letting the ball fill and letting it release. keep your mind occupied, you can focus in on the sensation of your body filling as a ball or sphere expands and the body getting smaller or lighter as it contracts, releases, let go. Very good. Feel the sensations of the body. Good. There is no right or wrong way of doing it. Now at your next inhalation, we're going to bring in universal white light. Everybody's experience will be different, so allow yourself to experience whatever comes to you. You don't have to push or force anything. Keep breathing. At your next inhalation, just imagine the light of the brightest star, the brightest sun, and imagine that light having physical properties. Imagine it being able to move and to come into your body as you breathe in. And this light is cleansing and clearing, purifying your body, purifying yourself as you breathe in, remembering to breathe into the belly. And you're just bringing in this beautiful, white, bright light. It could be diamond, crystally, sparkly. It could just be a pure white light. It could even have a slightly different color to it. It's all good. Allow it to be what it is. You may not be able to see anything, and that's okay too. We all experience this differently. But continue to breathe. Breathing in, you're breathing in this beautiful, cleansing, clear light, light from the brightest star, universal light into your body. And as you breathe out, this universal light starts to remove any negativities from your body, anything you might have picked up today, and let it go out your breath. Next inhalation, breathe in, allowing this bright white light to come in, into your heart, into your lungs, into this belly. Everything it touches, it is cleansing, clearing, purifying. As you exhale, you are releasing anything that is not in your highest and greatest good. Let it go. As you breathe in, that white light starts to expand, coming in through the lungs, the heart, the stomach, the belly, and expanding further out into your body. And as you exhale, it still is expanding as you are releasing any negativities, any tension, anxiety, anything that just doesn't belong. Breathe in, let it expand, let it grow. Out, let it go. Let it go. This universal white light helps to clear, clarify, helps you to rebalance. Let it expand with each inhalation till it expands beyond your belly, your arms, chest, legs, beyond your head and physical body, going out in all directions. Allow yourself to be filled with this pure white light, however it appears to you. It allows you to feel lighter, more open, more clear. Allowing yourself to come to a greater balance. A better sense, a greater sense of belonging. And a higher sense of self-awareness and self-assurance. Just be. However this comes to you, appears to you, whatever you're experiencing, just be. There's no right or wrong. You're doing great. Good. Now we are going to start to wrap up this meditation. You may want to stay where you are right now, and you can come back to this meditation at any time and stay with this meditation for as long as you need. For now, just bring your attention, your focus back to your breath, and just breathing in, nice and gentle, and out. And allow yourself, as you breathe, to start feeling, sensing the object of which you're sitting upon or lying upon. What is supporting you at this time? Just allow yourself to be here in observation. And gently allow your focus to expand to the other objects in the room or the space that you're in. To be aware and to sense the ground or floor underneath you, any walls or other objects, the ceiling, sky, wherever you may be. Bring gentle focus to this area. Good. And even if you don't sense anything right now, continue to breathe and just be aware of yourself. It's all good. And bring your focus gently back to yourself, where you are right now. And just gently observe how you feel right now. No actions needed. Just feel, experience, just be aware. Good. Little by little, just prepare yourself to start to come back to a greater awareness, physical awareness, and prepare yourself to open your eyes and come back to your physical reality. Gently, lovingly. This universal white light is all around you. And you can invite this in at any time you wish, for as long as you wish, even if it's just for a minute, or 20, or 60, for as long as you need. This white light is here. It comes from the universe. It is all around you. At your next inhalation, just take a gentle, deeper breath in. And gently relax, let it go. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes and rejoin the physical reality. And bring yourself right back here. Hello. Welcome back. Now you may want to move a little bit. You may want to stretch your arms, your legs. Gently move the torso. Everybody's going to be in a different position, so it's whatever feels right to you. But you do want to let your body experience
Wiggle,
motion and movement again.
wiggle that body, dance
Wiggle
around,
that body. Yes.
shake that booty.
Yes. But
Oh man, collective beautiful consciousness of life that we are.
mm.
Lynn Hartwell out of Southwick, Massachusetts.
Woo woo. Sorry,
Honor.
I had to do that.
Represent.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was an honor. I look forward to our future conversations of the sacred light that we are.
Oh, thank you, Marcus, for allowing this to be. This was wonderful. This was such a beautiful treat. And thank you for doing everything you're doing. We need these opportunities for conversation. We need to be sharing this information. And I love what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. And I just have to say, I'm just as grateful as you are for being able to be anointed by Spirit to hold this space for us all. As it's not about me and it's not about me hosting,
Mm.
I'm just here to be a channel. And I'm here to be a stream for all of us
Yeah.
to access information, knowledge, and experiences that can help us become our greatest self.
Yes. Yes. We're the messengers, but it's such a beautiful message. And it comes in so many forms.
And I will go ahead and leave all of your information in the description. I
Thank
will
you.
also put links to your website and the other websites for the
Yes.
company
The
you work.
Yeah. And I'll also supply you with the information for the NCBI and the PubMed for those that actually want to check
Yes.
out the clinical side of the data that's out there.
Amazing. And are you open access for people to contact if they have questions about any of these practices?
Absolutely.
All right. And they can get to you on Facebook. And is there
Hmm.
anywhere else?
Yeah, they can access me either Facebook or through my website or directly. May I leave my phone number? Um, I don't, I don't know if you want me to leave my phone number here verbally or printed.
If you would like to, you can. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
If you would like to, you can go ahead and announce your phone number if you would like. That is at
Okay.
your discretion. And I can post it as well over text on the description.
Okay, wonderful. I mean, for those that want to contact me, I do hold over the phone sessions or Zoom so that we can see each other. And I can be contacted via area code 617-872-6399. And again, that's going to be posted via text as well.
Wonderful. Lynn, once again, thank you for being with us. I look forward to what we're going to do here in the future.
Oh,
And,
this was my pleasure. Thank you. This was wonderful.
well, the pleasure was actually all mine.
We both enjoyed it. Come on, let's just say we both enjoyed it. This was great.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Well, it is a wrap. That was another Sacred Light conversation. I love you all. Wholeness, balance, love.
Okay. The illest to be, no ego, machismo with fuego. Kundalini is my peril, saucy like queso. Watch me with a wrist, no watch, only crystal bracelets. Yeah, we stay lit. Yeah, we stay lit. We won't